Today, all manner of materials are utilized in jewelry making. As a maker and a woodworker, you may have lots of small materials around your shop left over from assorted projects. These materials may not be useful for larger projects, but with a little effort, they make wonderful jewelry pieces. So stop by your local crafting supply emporium or Amazon for supplies, raid your scrap bin, and let's make some jewelry. This project does not require a great deal of wood. Various small pieces can be utilized here. This blank is approximately 2 by 2 by 5, and I have secured it in my chuck with 50mm jaws. The first order of business is to make your stock round, using a roughing gouge or similar tool. The diameter that you form here will determine the size of your pendant. A roughing gouge or square carbide tool will make easy work of this step. Use the bar of your chosen tool to check for round. If it's round, there will be no bouncing of the bar. Now that the stock is round, use a detail gouge or a round carbide tool to shape the ends of the spindle to the desired shape for your pendants. This is where you can have fun with this project and incorporate decorative features such as grooves, beads, coves, and dome shapes. Although I've decided to go with a simpler form and simply dome the front of the pendant. Now that the shaping is complete, grab some sandpaper and finesse those tool marks that may be left over. Work your way through the grits to ensure the smoothest surface possible. After shaping the front of the pendant, use your detail gouge or a diamond-shaped carbide detailer to make room to work on the back side of the pendant. This is the best time to also address the edges of the pendant. A nice roundover or bevel will soften these edges. Using a parting tool, begin to part the pendant off the spindle, but not completely. The very edge of the tip of the parting tool can be used as a sort of close quarter scraper to clean up the back side. Practically any finish can be used here. I chose to use Yorkshire Grit and Hampshire Sheen High Gloss on these pendants for a quick and easy way to protect these pendants while in use. Now, simply part off your pendant. You will likely have a little nub on the back, but we'll come back to that. Over the next few minutes, I will show you just how simple and quick it is to batch these out. I find that projects like these can serve a dual purpose. By repeating the same task over and over again, a level of mastery is almost always achieved. This is great practice with dealing with ingrain. This could also be a great opportunity to familiarize yourself with the particulars of using a new tool. I like to turn as many tasks into skill builders as possible because I love a challenge that pushes my skill set. Now, back to those pesky little nubs. I use a chisel to remove them, but a box cutter with a sharp blade will do just as well. If you are going to use either of these methods, do exercise caution when dealing with sharp edges. Safety is our own personal responsibility, and ignoring it only harms oneself. If you are not comfortable with this method, sandpaper could also be used. Now that the nub is gone, use sandpaper to smooth the back of your pendant. Using successive grits will ensure a smooth back. Apply a coat or two of wax when you are happy with the back for protection, and then buff it off with a clean section of your towel. A small hole needs to be drilled to install the hardware to hang the pendant on your necklace of choice. I am using this really cool vintage hand drill to drill my holes, but a power drill could just as easily be used. Personally, I prefer a hand drill for these delicate drilling operations. Open your pinch bail by spreading the two sides apart and use the prongs on the bail to mark the location by pressing down on the piece. When drilling this hole, it is best to start at an angle that closely matches the profile of the front of your pendant and then straighten up. This will prevent slippage like this from happening, potentially ruining your pendant. But don't worry, I was able to remedy this damage at the buffer off camera. Now it is time to install the hardware. Line up the pins in the bail with the hole in your pendant and pinch it closed. I've heard mention of using CA glue to assist in holding your bail to the pendant, but I like for my pendants to swing, so I don't do that. While I assemble a second pendant, here's some terminology to help get you started. Jewelry hardware is actually called findings, and the hanger for the pendants that we're using in this video is called a bail. This was information that was very helpful to me, but was not easy to come by, as I didn't know what to ask for, nor did I know what terms to search for. This project is a great use for small scraps and leftover materials that allow for a variety of skills to be honed, as well as beautiful pieces to be made that can be given away as gifts or even sold to help support the operation of your shop. Thanks for watching. If you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe and click the little bell to be notified of future video releases. If you really like this video, click the thumbs up below and even leave me a comment, especially if you think there's something that I can improve on. I've included Amazon links in the description below for some of the products that I use. If you'd like to see what happens in the shop between videos, head over to Instagram and follow my feed at Dreadnought Woodshop. Again, thank you for joining me, and the next time you head out to your shop, remember, Dreadnought and make something. Peace.